förra avsnittet av Ocean Avenue.
You always were trash, Jazz. So, just how much is it gonna cost to throw you out with the rest of the garbage?
Look, Crystal, I hope you're not going to take advantage of this embarrassing position the family's in right now. My father's whole mayoral campaign could go bust.
That is a possibility.
He does not deserve for that to happen, Crystal. He put a lot into this, waited many years.
Well, Lorraine waited many years, too.
Nobody forced her to.
Are you sure about that?
So, Dr. Belletti, I'll be sending your invitations for the ball, by messenger today. Yeah, that's great. I look forward to seeing you and Mrs. Belletti then. Okay, goodbye. Well, that was the last of the RSVPs for the ball.
Cool. So we're gonna draw a big crowd?
I think so. Looks like it. Oh, and plus Martin is donating this 7-day cruise to the Caribbean for the raffle.
Wow, I wouldn't mind winning that myself.
No, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, you kidding? 7 days, no phone, no stress, just bow.
So you brought lunch, Doctor?
Well, that depends. Do you like steak and kidney pie?
I don't think I've ever had it together anyway.
Well, then all the more reason for my surprise.
What surprise?
Well, as much as I like the sound of a Caribbean cruise, I kind of made other plans.
Oh, and what would they be?
A short trip next weekend. I am taking you to London.
To London?
But you have to eat this first.
No. No, really, honestly.
Come on. Come on. Open your mouth. Here comes the choo-choo. Open the tongue.
Okay. It wasn't too bad.
Hey, welcome back. I was starting to get worried about you.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of days.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I've got some issues I gotta work out,
Did you talk to her?
Yeah. After the trial, I went over to the modeling agency. Said some pretty stupid things.
She's your mother. She'll understand.
If she's my mother, yeah.
You're really not sure?
Pop has some doubts. I mean, she looks a lot different, even after the 25 years.
But why would she pretend to be Lorraine O'Keefe?
Look, I don't know, man. I don't know. Why does this guy kill hookers, man? I don't have the answers to everything.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Look, I'm sorry, man. Like I said, it's been a stressful couple of days.
I got some more information from the Boston PD.
Yeah? What do you got?
The undercover, Joanna's partner, met her trick at some fancy hotel in downtown Boston. I'm gonna get a fax of the guest list from that day.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. And also, I checked out the Devon logo. They changed it 6 years ago after the Hamilton crash.
So what are you saying?
The fuselage on T's video, the letter D, matches perfectly. That was the Devon jet, all right.
No, we have no comment at this time. Thank you. Yes, bye. Press is all over this Hadley thing.
What a shame. I mean, I really liked Hadley.
I wonder if Lucas has found out. He'll be devastated.
Not to mention Macy.
Macy?
Yeah, he and Hadley were becoming quite the ticket.
Really? Hope Martin doesn't find out about that.
Yeah, I mean, evidently, Hadley just decided she didn't want to renew with us and skipped on over to Allure.
Why doesn't anybody tell me anything?
Well, you were pretty occupied with the trial. I didn't want to upset you. I mean, Hadley was one of our top models.
You know, much as I hate to say this, we could probably use this whole Hadley thing to our advantage.
You're right on time, Lorraine. Just like the old days.
Well, I admit I was a little curious
What about?
about why you wanted to see me here at the house.
Well, I thought you might want to visit your old stomping ground again.
I think you wanted to make me feel uncomfortable.
Now, why would I do that?
Oh, to have the edge. It's not going to work, Jamie, because you don't have the edge.
Well, now, I don't know about that, Lorraine. I mean, after all, I've got time on my side. What have you got?
Enough to fry you, old man.
This wasn't so bad.
Well, if that's a compliment, I'll take it.
Why, you don't think you're gonna get any more?
With you, Bella, one never knows what to predict.
Predictability can be so boring. So, why London?
Well, an unpredictable and elitist type like yourself, I figured 5 days in the Holiday Inn at Disneyland just wasn't gonna cut it.
That would be true.
So I started to think, what would a sophisticated lady of substance want to do? So then I thought, London, Buckingham Palace, Tower of London.
Really?
And I thought maybe we could do some theater at the West End. You know, maybe take a side trip to Stonehenge.
How did you know that I love Stonehenge?
Mystical druids. Come on, that's a no-brainer. Plus, it's one of my favorite places.
Oh, it is, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you might think that I'm just a common white-bread Mayo kind of guy, but there are times that I actually ask for Grey Poupon. But you gotta promise not to tell me.
I promise.
Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like for us to visit a colleague of mine at Oxford.
Of course. I don't mind.
So I guess we'll be tallying ho after the ball.
Looks that way. I want to tell you something.
I hope it doesn't have anything to do with chartering a jet plane, because that'd definitely max out my credit cards.
No. It's about my baby.
The first thing we need to do is get some people down to the Glades and comb that site.
You're right. My cousin's headed over to that camp again with his friend, so he can point it out to our guys.
Who knows? Maybe they'll turn up the black box.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, did you see Crystal's report in the late edition?
No, why?
You ought to read it. Turns up a lot of good questions.
Yeah, well, I think I got the gist of those questions.
So what, are you just gonna dismiss it?
Look, Marco, it's one thing to connect the Jazz murder to the serial killer. That I get, because now we know that Jazz had a kid, right? But this whole conspiracy cover-up theory with Jack Hamilton being connected with your father's death, I just don't think so. You know, I think that's just a little too far out there, man.
Look, the only way we're gonna find out is if we look inside the department for answers.
Look, I know where you're going with this, man.
All I'm saying is we can't discount all the possibilities.
What, that my father was involved in the nastiest cover-up in the department's history? I already discounted it, man.
Thom, he was seen with Jack and my dad.
Yeah, at some dive bar. And your witness is a bartender who was probably so drunk he couldn't even recognize his own mother. I don't think so, man.
Hey, Vinny was not the only person who knew about it. There was somebody else.
Oh, yeah, who?
My mother. My dad told her all about it the night he got home. So what? Do you think she's lying too?
I tell you what, Lorraine, you give me the tape. We'll call it all even. How's that sound?
Sorry, Jamie, but that's still my insurance policy.
You know, I'm beginning to think the damn thing never even existed.
Oh, really? Well, if you're so unsure, then what are we doing here?
Look, Lorraine, that stunt to save your boyfriend, Martin Devon, threw a real curve in my mayoral campaign.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet the constituents are real curious about how your dead wife wasn't really dead.
Well, that's where you're gonna help me, see? Because you're gonna help me come up with a little fairy tale to tell all the good people. I'm counting on your support for that, Lorraine.
Well, count me out. Because the only reason I'm here is to see Will and Thom.
Look, don't screw with me, Lorraine. I worked a lot of years to build my reputation in this city.
Well, then maybe it's time the voters learn the truth about how their candidate for mayor used the police department to cover up a murder simply to advance his own career.
You better watch what you're saying here, lady.
Really? Why, Jamie? You gonna send another goon to cut me up like you did before? Well, just in case you're thinking along those lines, my attorney has instructions to make certain documents public if anything were suddenly to happen to me.
You know, Lorraine, you always made things tougher than they needed to be. Cough up the tape. I'm not gonna ask you nicely again.
I don't know, Catherine. I mean, using Hadley's death for publicity could backfire against us.
Well, we wouldn't be using it exactly. I was thinking more like we'd be issuing a press release acknowledging that Hadley Marks had been one of our clients for 2 years and that she had recently left our agency and went to Allure. Oh, and by the way, she was the 6th Allure model to have her career and life cut short by the serial killer who's terrorizing the Miami model community. Something like that. We could fix it up. You get the idea.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Well, what, you think we should pass on the whole thing?
No, absolutely not.
Send her family some flowers. Nice note. I'll sign it. That sort of thing.
Okay. I'll get Vincent on it right away.
You know, once this hits the papers, we shouldn't have to lift a finger to get any of Allure's top girls to come over to our side. And I can't wait to see the expression on Maureen's face.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen her around much lately. Ever since she dropped the bomb.
Maybe she's getting her face redone.
Nasty, nasty. So listen, by the way, did you happen to read the new article in The Sun?
I try not to. Gives me indigestion.
Well, this one's a real page-turner. According to the paper, it seems that Jazz could have been blackmailing a couple people by using her son as bait.
That's garbage.
What do you mean?
Jazz never had a baby. I'm gonna go see Martin. Get that press release out, okay?
Yeah. Right.
I didn't want to tell you about my baby because I've been trying to put it out of my mind.
Charlotta, you don't have to do this now.
No, I want to. I don't want there to be any secrets between the two of us.
Neither do I. Well, why don't you just tell me what you feel comfortable with?
Thanks. Okay. I was just a kid, and I was in school in New York. And I fell in love with my teacher. Classic. You know, he was older, he was handsome, he was brilliant, sophisticated.
Married?
Yes, of course he was married. So after I got over the disillusionment, I was 6 months along. And, you know, I got out of school and I started working in this coffee shop. And that's where I met Jess. She was pregnant too. And she felt pity for me and brought me to her apartment where she let me live. And she gave me a job as her receptionist.
Is that how you met Tony?
Mm-hmm. He was her friend, and sometimes a client. You know, she knew a lot of important people. And he told me that after I gave birth, he would take me to Rome and make me famous. But I didn't want to give up my baby. So Jazz said that she had a sister in New Jersey. Her name was Lauren Ramsey. And she couldn't have any children, so she would take my baby until I could afford to send for her.
So you gave the baby up?
But I always intended to come back and get her.
It was a girl.
Yeah. Well, at least that's what they told me. I was really sick just before and several months after I gave birth. So I don't remember much. And then when I got better, Jess told me that my little baby girl had gotten a fever and died.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. Well, so, Tony's offered to take me to Rome. It didn't seem like a bad idea. So I went, and I closed that chapter in my life.
So that's how Charlotta was born?
I'm sorry, I should have told you this.
That's okay. You know, you can have another child.
No, I can't. The condition I was in left me sterile.
That's why you went to the fertility clinic.
I was afraid of telling you because I thought maybe then you wouldn't just...
Wouldn't want you? Wouldn't want you?
Well, I know how much you love children. I would completely understand if you don't want to have anything to do with me after this.
I love you. You, Charlotta. The rest? It's unworkable. What?
You really are full of surprises, aren't you?
Well, you just don't appreciate my finer qualities. Now, what do you say we have some dinner later?
I would love that.
Me too.
Well, you really are a good guy, aren't you?
I have my moments. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll bet you'd like to get your hands on that tape. You and your friends. So whose idea was it anyway, Yours? Yeah, that's about right.
Your good friend Jazz was in a bad way money-wise. She racked up the bills with those expensive tastes of hers.
So she decided to extort money from Jack and Martin. Is that about it?
The lady asked me to help her set up the college boys.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute. I think you convinced her to do it.
Well, yeah, you're right, I did.
I was there, Jamie, at Jazz's apartment that afternoon. She said she was about to score big, be set for life.
See, just like I told you.
Not quite. You see, she indicated very strongly that you were up to your earlobes with Roberto and his friends.
And you believed it, huh?
I've got the tape, Jamie. It's a real eye-opener.
All right, Lorraine. What is it exactly that you want?
I want you to tell the truth to Will and Thom. And to make a public statement about Jazz and what really went down. That's the deal.
Go to hell.
Well, I suggest you think about it.
I nästa avsnitt av Ocean Ave, Crystal Tate tried to locate Lauren Ramsey too, so she called the house, thinking that Lauren Ramsey was dead. But the person who answered was her son.
So there's your lead.
Except he said his name was Cameron. Well, that's the name I gave my little girl.
Jazz is lying in bed. Her head is bleeding. But by God, she was alive.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Martin, I was there before you went back.